What kind of secret tool are you talking about, Ronja? It's a kind of annoying that you are like the title is a secret, you're not naming the tool at all. And then in the description, there is even another tool, a secret tool. Come on, tell me about the tool. And I will, of course. I love secrets. I love that this tool, this secret tool, you can keep it a secret to yourself. You don't have to tell your office buddies, you don't have to tell your family. You can use these tools, all the tools in the Joy Academy, you can use those as your secret weapon, and you don't have to tell anybody about it. I'm happy if you tell everybody that the Joy Academy has so many, is so rich in tools which are so much fun, which are free, and just change your life because you use them. And this, what I want to introduce to you now, maybe you know it already. It's called the future self, meeting your future self. And I didn't invent that, but I use it really, really often. Even during the day, I'm like, what would you say? You know, you can have your future self, whatever age you prefer that he or she or they are. Your future self is next to you, like a coach or like a mentor or like just your best friend next to you, which already figured out the shit that is going on in front of you. If that's some patience thing at home with your little toddlers, or in the office or wherever in your life. I did my future self, the very first future self meditation when Mika was like 2 or 3 years old, and she triggered me like crazy. I was devastated, really. When we arrived with the bus next to my office now, we had a 3-minute walk home, and every time she nailed it to just throw me out of everything I intended to. She took off her shoes, not her feet, her shoes. She sat down on the ground when I wanted to pick her up. She was like, you know, the tantrum thing. I couldn't do anything. The little monster triggered me like hell. And my future self, first time I did this meditation, was like, don't fight so much with your little girl. That will be over so soon. And it's not worth your time and energy. And just this advice from my future self calmed me down. I tell you, the next time we didn't have this issue. This little monster knew that she can just throw me off my wagon so easily with her tricks. And as I was cool and relaxed, it was not necessary for her to do anything like that. It's really, really magical how only in our mind we can change our thoughts and especially our feelings and our energy, and then everything changes around us. People who are misbehaving at work, at home, in private, just on the streets, in public, you can change your reality by your thoughts. And I love these tools because they're creative, they're free, you can keep them a secret, and you can use them anytime within seconds. And today we do really this meditation or kind of visualization. A meditation, we do a lot of meditation in the Joy Academy and we go deep down into the subconscious. But the cool thing is we can just do a visualization which seems, or when I tell the difference now, it seems like, oh, and this is the shallow part you are telling us now. No, not at all. It's really, really powerful to just close your eyes and take some time. I don't know how long we will do that, like 10 minutes or a little longer. And imagine these situations like you would think of yesterday, like, oh, I had this or that for dinner, and I was sitting there and these people were around me, or I was watching this show. So you can really, really think back to that situation in full color and 3D, can't you? So imagining how you meet your future self is very easy to just let it go and let it flow, let the thoughts flow. And before I close my eyes, and you see me here standing, I like to stand while doing meditations. It's like I can imagine myself 3D in this situation. And it looks maybe super creepy and you're like, oh wow, I don't do that. But please do it somewhere where you're alone and for yourself, and you don't have to tell anybody. I'm repeating myself. So close your eyes now and decide which future self would you like to meet. Maybe we open our eyes again. It's easier to talk to you directly. Like, how many years into the future do you would you like to put the dial? Like 10 years, 5 years, 3 years? Just decide. You can meet any future self in the future. Just now decide what kind of time frame you would like to choose. And then the most important thing is you meet your future self, which is so vibrant, so healthy, full of energy, and she or he or they did really what they wanted. They didn't do compromises like from society or from family. They did their dreams. They implemented what they wanted. They listened to the feelings, to the intuition, to the little ideas which are blooming like very high, and then you would say like, no, that's not possible. You listened to these ideas. So your future self is really, really in a good place, and you admire your future self for all these great decisions, and you're like, wow, can I be that? And yes, you can. This future self is so happy to meet you and to hug you and to tell all the secrets. Maybe not all of them, because it would be like a sports game and you know the score and the winning team already before it starts. That would not be fun. So maybe your future self is keeping some secrets, but of course she or he or they are supporting you fully. And the love for you is so great, and you will feel it. So let's start. Close your eyes and imagine that you are in a place which you love. You know, you can travel to Japan and meet at the Golden Temple if you would love to travel to Japan, and it's not possible at the moment. We can do whatever we want in our minds. And in the Joy Academy there are so many meditations for traveling, even riding on dragon backs. It's so cool what we can do in our mind. So choose somewhere where you really want to go, or just a bench at a meadow, a beautiful view, maybe on a mountaintop, wherever you want to meet your future self. You imagine now how you are walking towards this place. Just easy, you know, she or he or them will be there, and it will be such a wonderful meeting. Maybe you're nervous, but that's okay. And then imagine the moment where your future self and you are having eye contact. It's like your future self's face is just lightening up, like, wow, here is my self from the past, and you are like, wow, this is my future self. And your eyes are glowing, shining. You are so happy to see each other, and imagine how you are walking towards each other and just hug so tightly. It's such a nice, wonderful, warm hug. You are just embraced, and you feel the love and the admiration and the proudness also about what you are dealing with now. And your future self knows the solution and knows everything will be okay. Everything will work out for you. It's just so nice to just melt into this embrace. And then you look at each other like, wow, look at you, and you look at your future self in full awe, like, wow, she, he, them are so fit and healthy and radiant and shiny and just happy from the inside out. There is no fake and no facade and no mask there. It's just pure you in the future, and you see where you can like work on yourself just by looking at your future self, like, wow, this future self got rid of this or that, and did this or that to gain trust, gain self-worth, gain self-confidence. Wow. And then you sit down on a park bench, on the meadow, on a picnic blanket, in a cafe, wherever you are, or you can like zoom into another situation, like, oh, I would prefer a cafe like in Paris. How about that? You can sit down wherever you are, and if you don't see the scenery like clearly, don't bother that. Just imagine you and yourself, your future self, sitting down together. And now I give you 2 minutes of quiet time where I don't say anything and you just ask questions. You can ask, how did you deal with that? How did you change that? How did you implement that? How did you manage that? You can ask any question, and your future self loves you so deeply and is on your side. And you can take this advice like a treasure and take it all in and listen to your future self. So for 2 minutes, enjoy your conversation and have a lot of fun together too. And I'm sure you could talk for ages, and you can in your mind anytime, maybe before you fall asleep, or if you wake up at night and you turn thoughts around and your anxiety is here and it's just not good to fall again to sleep. Have a meeting with your future self then, and it will help you to calm down and gain the trust in yourself again and feel your power and your worth and your creativity to deal with whatever is on your plate. Now you say goodbye to your future self, but it's not a goodbye forever at all. You can meet in 5 minutes again, or this afternoon, or whenever you wish for. You're standing up now and standing in front of each other, and just hug your future self, your past self again so tightly, and you feel again this big, big, overwhelmingly beautiful love from your future self shining through every cell of your whole body. It's so beautiful. You can really feel the energy boost you get from this meeting, from this hug, from these feelings your future self has for yourself. And then you wave goodbye and you walk away, and again you see how much love is there in the eyes of your future self. And I hope you got some clarity and some insights and really beautiful advice from your future self. And if not, maybe you need more time next time. Whenever you feel like, oh, I could ask my future self, do it, because that's your intuition calling, and you can gain insights you've never have imagined yourself. And you walk away now from this scene back to a beautiful place where you can safely open your eyes again and enter into the here and now again, to be present in your reality, in your challenges, but also in your blessings. And I invite you to focus on your blessings, fill your body with gratitude, and then within your whole life situation, however it is now, you know your future self showed you how wonderful the future will be. And I hope you gain some motivation also from this meeting, from this gathering, like, wow. And maybe you got really practical steps to do, like, this is up, don't do that anymore. And what I love about the future self coach by your side, it's you. Maybe stop smoking, how stupid is that? And it's not your spouse or somebody else, like, stop smoking, and you're like, I can decide myself. It's your future self who's not smoking anymore, and it's just so much easier to listen to your future self, which, by the way, looks amazing, and she or he or them can tell you things without offending yourself, because it's practically you in the future. And I know this is maybe just too much for your mind, like, oh, Ronja, you're so crazy, I can't stand what you are offering here. And maybe it's like, ooh, future self, that's not new. No, it's not, but every tool I have in the Joy Academy is not new, and I didn't invent it. But the doing and the using of the tools, that's the art of living. That's like, you know what's healthy to eat, but if you don't do it for ages, then you will have the results that come from that. And I'm not a big fan of, like, discipline. Life is not supposed to be fun. We have to be this and that and this and that all the time because of health reasons, because of... I like to dance with life. Yesterday evening we had movie night at our home, and we had French fries, like a really big pile of French fries out of the oven, and hamburger. And when you enjoy a meal like that, it's just beautiful. And then this morning, I had my celery juice. I can decide what I drink, what I eat, but my future self, I tell you, she's even jogging. I did a future self meditation, a really deep one, a long one, and I saw myself jogging. I'm like, no, I hate jogging. And now when I'm walking in the woods, it's like, oh, will I jog here like her? Isn't she crazy? And it's softening a little bit. Like, I never smoked, I can't talk about smoking, but that would be a similar thing. I have so many friends who smoked and don't do anymore. So, like, when there is even a possibility of thinking that you want to change something, it's already on its way, you know? And when your future self is now not pushing you, but like, come on, do it this way, motivating you also and empowering you, maybe you can implement or really do a thing now with the help of your future self, which you always said like, oh no, that's not possible. I'm weak. I can't do that. Who knows? Your future self, or maybe two of them, like 80-year-old future me and 50-year-old future me. 50 for me would be in 7 years, and 80, I'm not good in the math of the primary school. You get what I mean. Like, use this tool, which is free. You don't have to tell anybody. In a meeting, when you're like insecure, even in a Zoom meeting, what shall I say? What shall I say? Call in your future self on your side, and maybe your future self exactly tells you the sentence which changed everything afterwards. Every word, every action, or not doing something changes the future. That's so cool. And it can be absolutely overwhelming too, like, oh wow, every move of myself is changing my future. How freaking out is that? And then I can tell you, you have your feelings and they are your compass. Joy is my compass. What brings me joy? I don't want to go there, so I don't go there. If I really have to go there, I want to make it a joyful experience. I don't want to an experience where it's not fun. If you have to do surgery in hospital, I can tell you these people working there are thrilled when you are not like grumpy, this is shit and that's blah, 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 blah. If you bring joy even to a tragic or into not a bad situation, but a challenging situation, everything gets lighter. Being light in the difficult situation doesn't mean like this, like, oh, everything is fine. But even though you're in pain, or even though something severe happened, having a little lightness and a little joy, would bring me joy now? Even if tears are streaming down my cheeks, I can bring some kind of, not excitement, but good feelings to myself, or take exquisite self-care of myself. Like, I take care of myself. That means I don't go there and there because I just need to be at home now, or I need to be with a person and not the other person. Just decide for yourself, and your feelings are telling you. Your decision making will be so much easier if you listen to your gut feeling and listen to your intuition and listen to your future self, which is in your team. And in the Joy Academy, we have the team is so big, so many different characters and so many different to-dos, like this team member is for this and this team member is for this. And if you want to know my other secret tool, which I love, my most favorite tool, sign up at joyismycompass.com/UA. joyismycompass.com/UA. Sign up there and learn about my absolutely favorite tool, and I'm thrilled to hear how you work with your future self and with the other secret tool. I know it's again a secret, but it's worth it, and I need a new camera. Happy day. Thank you for watching. I'm over time. 22 minutes was my statement. 24 minutes it is. See you soon in the masterclass, joyismycompass/UA. Bye bye.